Right. Happy Friday morning. Welcome to the Crystal Hive. Right now, I'm sharing a post. I created a new Facebook page exclusive to the Crystal Hive. I'm just going to move stuff around here so I'm not craning my neck while I'm trying to talk about all this stuff. So it is the Crystal Hive Keyforge, and I'm going to be sharing this post here for some local groups real quick. See if it'll actually let me do it. If not, I'll deal with it later. It's not letting me save it. Anyway, how's everyone's Friday morning going? I actually got some pretty good sleep last night, so I'm hoping I'm rearing and ready to go this morning. Alright, so it's not letting me share my post. So you know what? That's okay. Let me hop to my personal page here. Alright. I haven't updated my Twitch yet, my Twitch page. I'm going to do that after this stream. Might even dabble with it a little bit when I take a break midway through. Made a Facebook page, made an Instagram page. I probably won't be using Instagram as much. I'll mainly be using it to post deck lists. I'll probably take a ton of pictures at the Master Vault Tour next weekend. So when that's up, then you'll get spammed with a bunch of pictures of just how many players there are. Some of my board states if my opponents are okay with me taking those pictures. We'll see what I can do about that. And then those links to my Facebook and my Instagram will be on my Twitch page in one of the panels below. But what I want to do is actually play some games. So you'll notice I'm also changing my deck lists, the way they look. I'm using decksofkeyforge.com instead of Keyforge Compendium. I have found that, I just call it DOK, that DOK, the stats are more accurate to how I look at a deck. They encapsulate a whole bunch of stats that aren't really outlined in Keyforge Compendium. I'm sure that these stats are part of the reason that Keyforge Compendium can make their algorithm and make their stats, but Decks of Keyforge describes what these stats are a little better. So if you're looking at the ARC score here, and so I'm trying a new lineup, a different one from when I played on Wednesday. I am looking to play my Amber Burst deck first. And it's Amber Burst because I've got Taliga, 2 Hunting Witch, Full Moon, and the Sting. I don't have any Forge out of key or out of turn, unfortunately, but this deck is okay without it. Has 0 anti-synergy, which is awesome, and a total of 85 SAS. This stat, the ARC, the AERC, helps encapsulate. So A stands for Amber Control, so it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. The main control I have are 2 miasmas. That's huge for this deck. Also the Sting, so my opponent earns amber for me. E is expected amber. That's how much amber your deck is expected to produce. So 28 is ridiculous. it's insane how much amber this can make if it lines up. The D is deck manipulation, so that's card draw, card discard, manipulating decks. The 2.5 for this one. Excuse me, just still waking up. Is mainly because of barehanded, and then regrowth also counts for that. So there's a couple cards here that manipulate some discard pile or the draw deck. R is artifact control. So barehanded, I think that's the only one. Just flying through this here. Oh, and grasping vines. So I've got multiple ways to get artifacts off the table, and one way in each house to get the Sting off the table, which is crucial because I don't want to play a Shadow's turn where I'm not doing anything except for getting rid of the Sting. 12.5 C. The C is creature control, so that's your ability to manipulate the board state. You'll watch that. That's mainly coming out of my Brobnar house, but I also have some of that through my Shadows house. And then P is creature power. So I think most of the stronger decks that are online are around 90 or higher for P. So mine's a little on the low side. However, my creatures don't need to be super strong. They just need to do what they're supposed to do, like gain me amber, or stun someone, or splash damage to everyone through Fire Spitter. So I know I've played this online a couple times. I just wanted to do a better outline of what this deck does and what these new stats are now that I'm using new screenshots for my deck lists. I'm going to hop into a lobby here real quick. Actually, I'm going to get into one right away. But we'll see. There we go. Alright, so my opponent is going to be the first player. Let's make a Brobnar background, large size cards. Okay. So with me going second, it's not a very strong hand, so I'm going to toss it back and mulligan. And I get the Sting, so that's a nice start. I also have a Dust Pixie, so if I say Untamed or if I say Shadows, I'm getting 2 amber on my first turn. I'm going to end up saying Shadows first, because I don't want to play my Untamed until I potentially see a Full Moon or a Hunting Witch, if I can avoid it. I draw some pretty good Brobnar stuff. Sound the Horns for this deck is pretty risky. It's a card that filters me through my deck really fast, and there's a lot of cards in here that I actually want to see. So I don't know if I want to play that just yet. I'm still going to play Brobnar. Fire Spitter. Let's just go Relentless Assault. Use both of them, so I'm going to fight first with my Silvertooth against the Shadow Self, Fire Spitter into the Shadow Self, and then I'm actually going to discard the Sound the Horns. It'd be nice to get some Brobnar cards, but I also want to see more of my Untamed Suite to get the Amber Rush going. My opponent just reaps a Zizix. So he's at power 6. Shadows, reap a Silvertooth, drop a Naughty the Thief. End my turn. It's always going to prompt me if I'm sure I want to end my turn, because the Sting has a Shadow House action, which allows me to get rid of it. Otherwise, I skip all of my Forge key steps. Okay. So I did draw a Hunting Witch, so I'm going to play Untamed this turn. Drop my Hunting Witch to the right. Follow it with a Dust Pixie, an Ancient Bear, and a Murmook. And then I'm going to Cooperative Hunting, which I don't think will kill. I'll be too short of killing this Zizix, but I'll put a lot of damage on him anyway. And that puts me on check toward my first key by turn 4, or end of turn 4. And he plays Bait and Switch. So even though I do have the Sting, I want to keep my opponent off of keys for as long as I can. The ability to do that just sets me up for better rush potential, because I'm so far ahead of them that I can just keep avalanching my Amber. So I will play Shadows and get both of these stuns off. I'm going to play a Magda the Rat, then play a Bad Penny. Relentless Whispers to do 2 damage to that Zizix, which will kill it, which means I steal 1. And I'm far enough ahead of my opponent that I actually think I want to kill this Sting right now, just so I can forge on my next turn if he can't stop me. Cleansing Wave. Okay. Well, should have kept the Sting out, but I still have an advantage over him right now. However, let's see. I'll do some quick counting here. So if I play Shadows, I get Steal 1, Reap, Steal 1, so I get 3. If I play Brobnar, I get a massive board and can rush some Reap potential next round. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say Brobnar. Remove the stun on that Fire Spitter. Drop a whole bunch of Brobnar creatures here. I'm going to stun Champion Tabris. I'm okay with the Horseman of Pestilence. I don't have any 1 power creatures. And I'm going to play Barehanded to bounce that Secret Needle back on top of his deck. I'm going to keep this War Drummer just to give me like a pseudo heal with my Brobnar Suite. And it's also going to give me potential to rearrange my battle line if I need to. So my opponent forges their first key, dropping an upgrade, Ring of Invisibility. So Dodger has Skirmish and Elusive, and then Safe Place. And they played Miasma. Okay. So what's going to be the best thing for me here? I think playing Untamed, actually. It's going to get me the most Amber. So I'm going to go Untamed, play a Full Moon before I forget. I'm going to Regrowth to grab my Dust Pixie. Play that out for 3. Play out a Mushroom Man for 1, actually 2, because I have a Hunting Witch still. And then I'm going to Reap. I might. No, there's no point in fighting, so I'm just going to Reap and keep gaining some Amber here. My opponent's probably going to end up winning this one. I'm not drawing any control. This deck is light on control, which is why I'm debating if I actually want to bring it to the Master Vault tournament. Its ability to create Amber is insane. Like you can see, I have 16 Amber. but it's just lacking a couple control cards that it would really push it over the edge. So I do need to do shadows to set him back. So I'm gonna reap. Naughty the Thief will steal one. I'm going to Nerve Blast to kill that Mind Warper. I'm gonna Oubliette to purge that Nexus. Play out a Bad Penny, which will get me an Amber because I still have the Hunting Witch. And my opponent concedes. So my ability to steal is what set him off. Let's just leave the game, pop that deck list back up. So it was a pretty interesting game. Very quick. This deck is not slow at all. So these matches that I play with this deck are pretty quickly resolved. So just getting a pen so I can track my track my record here. So that's one win. Hop into another lobby. Alright, so I'm first player of this game. Nope, I don't like seeing my Miasma in my starting hand, so I'm going to mulligan that. I've seen a decent amount of my cards that I want. So I'm just going to play Shadows and get Naughty the Thief out there. Because I have a really nice Untamed hand right here, and I don't want to play any of those without getting that full combo off. Let's see. So I got a pretty beefy board right now already, so I'm just gonna misclick that. Alright, let's go ahead and play Full Moon. Followed by a Hunting Witch. Followed by a Dust Pixie, which gets me 2. And 1 for Hunting Witch. 1 for Full Moon. Mushroom Man, which gets me 1 from Hunting Witch. 1 from Full Moon. And then let's go Cooperative Hunting, which will do 4 damage. Let's just do it to this Bumpsy. So I'm on turn 2 check. Full Moon, Hunting Witch, and a Dust Pixie is broken for Amber Rush. There's more broken combos, but this one's really strong. The intention of this deck is to get ahead of my opponents as fast as humanly possible and make them have to have control. Let's see. I'm going to step away for just a second. I got to open the office door because I'm supposed to be getting a package delivered today. I have no idea what time, so I might have to randomly disappear for a minute or two. helps that my opponent also is not here. So I'm not being forgiving on opponents today. If I face an opponent that just quits online, I'm counting as a win. I normally just move on, especially since I don't have any keys. I'm going to be counting it as a win, because in tournament play, not so quite sure about Keyforge, but definitely in Destiny, I've had opponents quit on like turn 2 or turn 3 because they're not drawing the cards and they're so far behind, which in Keyforge can be the case. So for this one, I'm just quitting. Pop the deck list back up. That counts as a win. Opponent just disappeared. Quick turn again. I'm gonna try and share my Facebook pages again here. Nope, not letting me. I'll deal with that later. Alright, so I'm going first again. I actually am okay with this. I'm gonna keep my hand. Will I? I'll keep it. I'll drop that Mushroom Man first. There we go. I just had to share who I'm sharing it as, duh, or change who I'm sharing it as. So I forgot my post doesn't have any friends. Okay, let's do one more share here. I should get more people to come watch the stream. Little late, but who cares? Okay. Alright, so he feared my Mushroom Man and dropped a, Lash Broken Dreams. So I'm going to start with Shadows. Drop these guys. I will not play Relentless Whispers because there's nothing to steal right now. Trying to get a hang of all this social media stuff related to streaming. I thought I was good with social media until I became a streamer. Hats off to all the people that do this professionally, because it's a lot of work. Alright, I think it is time for a Brobnar turn. So let's smash that Silvertooth. Drop this Headhunter. I am going to play Sound the Horns. Cool, I only lost 3 cards. But it was a Dust Pixie and a Full Moon. Or lost 2 cards, sorry. That's okay, not the best. But I am going to end there, because again, save the War Drummer to help me rearrange my battle line, but also to do a pseudo heal on these creatures if they take any damage. Let's see. I think let's go Shadows here. Let's fight to kill that Bad Penny and steal one, and then I'll Relentless Whispers to kill that Silvertooth and steal another. I had another option through Brobnar to just gain Amber, but I wanted to steal it instead on that turn to set my opponent back a little bit. Okay, sorry, just had to answer a email. Alright, we're back. What did my opponent do? Played Troop Call, save the pack. Alright, so I do think I need to stay with Brobnar here. Let's go Fire Spitter, Earthshaker. He's not going to have any effect right now, but it just gets another board on our creature on the board. Again, saving that War Drummer. And that puts me on check. Drop some pretty big disc creatures. He's able to steal one with his Schuler. So I'm just going to stay with Brobnar and keep trying to maintain this board state. I'm going to reap twice. gonna have this Earthshaker kill that Overlord. And then I'll just Reaper Smash. Still holding that War Drummer. Opponent goes into shadows. They play a blah blah blah. They play a Bad Penny, Silvertooth. So they've got 2 of each, or no, 1 Bad Penny, 2 Silvertooth. Oh, he regrowthed it. Okay. I lose track of what happens online sometimes. When in person, I can track people's hands and follow what's going on. But let's see. I think this is going to be a good time to drop the Sting into Miasma. Yep, so I get my first key. Let's go Shadows, the Sting, Miasma, and let's just get that Moon Cursor off the board. So the reason I played Miasma there is I've got the Sting, so I want my opponent to gain more Amber, because then they're going to be paying it to me. Additionally though, it puts me in a spot where I could potentially draw into Steel, where if they decide to just halt their Amber production, I can potentially steal them away from a key. I don't have that ability with what I have in hand, so I'm just going to end up pushing more Amber. So my opponent plays Shadows. They're probably going to Reaper 3 times, which I'm okay with because that's going to give me another key. They play a Booby Trap instead, which is a good play. So I get 3 Amber from them at least. Gonna kill their Bad Penny. Oh, they played Secret Needle. I am not following stuff this morning, but we're alright. So they have 13. And I have the Sting, so I'm going to get 7 from them. I wonder, that might have a bait and switch, which is the really difficult part of this deck. It's also part of the reason why I'm debating bringing this deck, is because I know a decent amount of decks will have large Amber Steel. And this deck just sets it up to have huge payouts to my opponent when they play those cards. I'm going to play Untamed though. Let's go Hunting Witch. Then a Mushroom Man. Then a Teliga, or Teliga, however you want to pronounce that. Cooperative Hunting, dump 4 straight into Magda, steal 2, get her off the board. I'm in check. My opponent just paid me enough to forge a second key. So I will be stating Shadows next turn because I need this Amber. And I have to get this Sting off the board, otherwise I'm going to end up hurting myself. They drop a whole bunch of disc stuff. I need to say shadows to get the sting off. Let's go. I'm going to keep Taliga on a flank because they do have discs, so I don't want to walk into a hand of discs. And then I'm going to play Miasma. Oh, I can't. Why? Oh, Ember Imp. Duh. Whatever. Just gonna ask again. This is my problem when I play online, is I make stupid errors because I I have really bad ADD. So I have to constantly keep myself busy. So if I'm just staring at a screen waiting for my opponent, I get really bored. So I pick up my phone, check Facebook, see if people are messaging me about the stream, look up deck lists, that kind of stuff. But worst case scenario, you just ask. Hopefully he lets me. Okay. Don't really know how to take that. Just whatever. Sorry, I can't see what I'm reacting to. I just asked him that I didn't see the Ember Imp, and then I was asking if I can rewind, and then he just said L2P, learn to play, and left the game. So I'm not going to count that as a win or a loss. I felt like I was ahead, but I can't really say for sure that I was going to win just because he left. So I'm still at 2-0. It's unfortunate. All he had to say was no, and then I would have just moved on, but whatever. Already into the next game. I'm going first. I have a lot of shadow stuff, so I'm actually just going to start with an Untamed here and play this Taliga to slow my opponent down. They either have to have direct damage or they're going to give me Amber right off the bat. They do play Bumpsy, which is a decent counter to that. Well, let's just play Shadows. Drop a Silvertooth. Drop a Dodger. The Sting. I will play Lights Out. It's not a terrible card to play right now. I lose. It basically just negates Taliga is all it does. But then I have a board presence while my opponent doesn't. Here comes a library access turn, so I'm just gonna disappear. Just kidding. I hate. Oh, they got rid of my Sting? Okay. It saves me an action, I have to do that. I'm fine with that. Well, never mind. My package was supposedly delivered yesterday, so I don't need to worry about it. Alright, so what are they doing? A whole bunch of random stuff. They kill their own time traveler, which is interesting. They already played Help from Future Self, but they do have a hand of 9. think just maintaining amber control or amber pace here by playing Untamed. Put out Dust Pixie and then a Myrmic. Puts me on check. They play Blinding Light, they stun my Untamed house. Harder They Come. So they weren't able to actually purge anything, they just got it out of their hand. They're dropping a whole bunch of Sanctum stuff. I managed to get my key. I am going to play Shadows. It's Oubliette to purge that Commander Remiel, reap a Silvertooth, and then play Magda the Rat to steal 2 and keep them off a key. And just looking at my hand, I will be playing Brobnar next turn. So I'm right now testing my survival format. Starting the game with, or starting my cycle with Axlaline, the Laboring Shop Villain. I play Bumpsy. I would like to eventually get my regrowth back and grab that Taliga and drop a big Untamed turn, but my opponent gets a really big Brobnar turn here. They have 2 Smiths, which is crazy. I'm going to meet with Brobnar. Let's play Mighty Javelin and a Fire Spitter. Might as well play that out. Fire Spitter again, blah blah blah. Let's go barehanded to return that Mighty Javelin back to my deck, just get bonus Amber with it. Then the Relentless Assault with just my Brobnar. So my War Drummer is going to fight, let's go after Ezekiel. Same thing with Fire Spitter. Alright, so my opponent gets a key. I do draw my regrowth, but don't have a lot of Untamed cards in my hand, so I'm going to hold off on that. Probably play another Brobnar turn, just depending on what my opponent does here. I'm going to play Sanctum. Let's go Brobnar. Smash to stun Champion Tabris. Another Fire Spitter, Mighty Javelin, and let's Reap. My opponent is beating me on the Amber Rush, which this deck, once it falls behind, it can't do much. I do have 2 Miasmas, which will be nice. I would like to grab my Taliga, but I think grabbing my Dust Pixie with this regrowth is going to be better. It's going to get me more Amber, which is hopefully put me back on ahead of pace. If I can beat my opponent to a key before they can be on check to their 3rd, I think I can still pull this game back with 2 Miasmas. Depends if they kill my Magda the Rat, though. all kinds of crazy stuff with their Brobner, and they've got a pretty good deck here. The Quietly Focused Novice of Brightseed. That's a fun name. I think I do need to say Untamed. Grab this Regrowth for my Dust Pixie. Drop my Hunting Witch, and a Dust Pixie, and an Ancient Bear, which puts me on check toward my second key. This Mighty Javelin can kill this Heap the Huge. Does have an Amber on it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm on check. They're on 3 Amber toward their third key. Another library access turn. Interesting. To Positron Bolt. It's probably going to take out my... Yeah. Okay. So they're on check. I'm in a bad spot. The only thing I can do right now is play a Miasma to stall them, which isn't going to help me win. Unless I draw really well. Oh, that's the delivery. Give me a minute. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. So, they're on check. I have to play Shadows here. Play Miasma, that's literally all I can do. Draw Relentless Whispers. They're going to get too far ahead of me here. God, that board. Library Access is such a good card. Let's see if I can stall this enough to win. They have plenty of ways to capture, but we'll see. Let's play a Relentless Whispers. Kill that Valent Analyst, steal another one. So I'm on checkmate. They're also on checkmate, but they can't forge in their forge step. Oh, burn the stockpile. Interesting. They discarded burn the stockpile. So they just gave me the game, actually. That's really weird. Because I have 7 amber. It would have brought me down to 3 amber, and they would have won. And they played the rest of their turn. Cool, I'll take it. Not gonna complain. I have no idea why they discarded that. They might have thought I only had 6. Who cares? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, whatever that phrase means. I have no idea. I don't even, where did that even come from? I'm gonna Google it right now. Do. Phrase appears in English in 1546 as "Don't look a gift horse in the mouth." No idea. Whatever. I'm gonna hop in another game. So, survival format. With the amount of players that are already pre-registered for this event is most likely going to be, pop this open, most likely going to be 6 rounds of Swiss. I'm first player here. 6 rounds of Swiss means if you go 4-0, you win your first 4 matches, you are guaranteed a spot on day 2. You are most likely also guaranteed a spot in the finals, just because you are going to have such a strong schedule. That's going to be hard for people to overcome you. I don't like that starting hand, so I'm going to mulligan. Let's just start things with shadows and drop that dodger. So right now I'm 3-0. If I get to 4-0, I can relax. The rest of my day ultimately doesn't matter. I need to look up the actual rules about what day 2's format is. I know in Chicago at the Adepticon Master Vault, the day 2 ended up being solo Archon, and you could choose any one of your 3 decks that you registered to the tournament. That being said, you get a little bit of information about your first deck. If you do super well with your first deck, you might want to just stick with it. If not, you get a different image of what you might get to do with other decks. Let's see. But if you at least make 4-2, so maybe you don't have a perfect start, but you go like win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, and then win 2, or however you get to it. If you at least get a record of 4-2, you make it to day 2. So just having a lineup to make me get 4-2 is ultimately what I'm looking for. I'm going to stop talking about that though. So I'm going to play Brobnar, just go ahead and drop this Smith, sound the horns. So I actually don't discard 1, 2, 3 cards. It's not bad. I'm going to play a War Drummer just to get him out there. I might as well play Relentless Assault just because. Reap, end turn. Nerve Blast, they steal 1. I have a pretty good Untamed suite here. Problem is I don't have good use of Regrowth, because I don't have an Untamed creature to grab. I still think I'm going to play Untamed because I need to push my Amber production, so I'm going to play Full Moon. I'm going to play my Hunting Witch, play my Ancient Bear. I'm going to keep this Grasping Vines because I do want to use it for the Sting potentially. Play Regrowth and grab my Dodger. Call that a turn, and I am on check. So you can see across these games, this deck consistently gets to check by turn 3 or 4. And if my opponent can go faster, then I have a little bit of a problem. There decent amount of decks require some startup time. And this deck really doesn't need it. It has a lot of out-of-hand combos that allowed me to generate a lot of Amber. playing Sanctum. Radiant Knight captures one. Commander Ramil comes out. I'm still on check. Play Horseman of War. Which doesn't do anything for this turn. Alright, so I'm able to forge. This is a good time to drop my Sting, because they're close to their forge. Play my Dodger. Play a Bad Penny. Keep that Miasma, because there's no point in playing it, because they can't forge right now. Bounce my Bad Penny. Still got my Hunting Witch. And they are able to forge. So I want to keep the Sting out. I'm going to get used to my Hunting Witch while I can. And just reap twice. Drop this Dust Pixie. Puts me on check. And then they're going to pay me 2. So I'm closer to my 3rd key. Call it good there. So I'm on 12, so I've got 2 keys worth of amber here. Or I'm sorry, so when they pay me, I keep thinking about interdimensional graft. They pay me the cost of their key, they don't pay me the excess. So I get 6 every time they forge, unless I can adjust their key cost. Which I can, because I do have a Murmook in this deck, but it's not the most reliable mechanic. It's nice when I can take 7 amber, but it's not always something that I can just sit and rely on. If it happens, great. If not, great. Because this deck can win without those combos. So they're in a Sanctum turn. Finally kills my Hunting Witch. I do need to get rid of the Sting so I can stay ahead on pace. Question is, how am I going to do that? I've got a couple ways. I can just claim Shadows. I think just saying Untamed though is going to be the best way for me to do it. So I'm going to reap twice. Play my Grasping Vines to bounce the Seeker Needle to his hand, the Sting to mine. And that puts me on check toward my 2nd key with 14 amber. I play Oubliette to get rid of my Dust Pixie. Why you gotta be so mean, man? They are on check toward their 2nd. I was gonna try and get fancy with Brobnar and kill a couple creatures with their Shaker, but I'm just gonna play Shadows, stall them out with Miasma. And they concede. So that puts me at the 4-0 mark. It's crazy. I love it. I'm just going to keep on going. Let's leave that game. Quick join. So this is one of the few decks that I own that its stats actually represent how it plays. Pretty good SAS. It's not amazing. I do have one that's an SAS of over 90. However, that one's really susceptible to any type of amber production, so it can't steal anything. Let's go back. Gameplay. I'm first player again. That is a lot of Brobnar cards that are not going to do me very well, so I'm going to mulligan. Let's start Shadows with this Dodger. And I've got Hunting Witch Taliga, so I could potentially drop those based on what my opponent does. Play a Sacrificial Altar and Control the Weak. They force me to play Shadows. Makes my turn very easy. Double Reap. They hop into Logos. Good old Time Traveler's Nocturnal Maneuver. Alright. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So I think I do need to do Brobnar to maintain some board presence here. I'm okay with that actually, because I don't think he's got a couple humans. He's probably going to purge this Osmo if he wants to. I'm just going to play this War Drummer actually. Keep that barehanded just in case he's got a better artifact than that Sacrificial Altar, and also for my own sting. He's doing a lot of fighting here. I'm gonna have to go Shadows. Let's Nerve Blast to hit that Marshnologist, play a Naughty. Dodger will fight to kill that Quixo. Okay. I want to get that Taliga out, but he has stronger board presence, and he's got two creatures that can kill her outright. So I'm just being hesitant about playing it. The optimal time to play Taliga is when your opponent either has a stunned or exhausted board, or they have a board that doesn't have enough strength to kill your board. But I think I'm playing a little behind here, trying to be a little too fancy. So let's go Brobnar. Let's Reap and Fight. Then let's play Smith. Discard this Earthshaker. I'm going to play this barehanded to bounce that Altar. So they just forge a key. I'm on check toward my next. They don't have Shadows, so I'm not worried about a bait and switch. They claim Dis. And they play a Pit Lord and an Ember Imp. Let's see. I'm going to stick with Brobnar here. I'm going to go Reap. Reap, and then I'm going to fight once with this Fire Spitter into that Escatera. And then I'm going to play Relentless Assault, grab those Brobnar creatures. War Drummer's gonna fight. Fire Spitter's gonna fight. That kills that Ember Imp, and Headhunter will fight. Doing that just to clear my board out, or clear their board out as well. It ultimately ended up killing my board, but that does potentially open me up for dropping my Taliga out with my Hunting Witch and Mushroom Man. So they fear my Naughty. They Keyhammer me, which is an annoying tempo hit always. I'm gonna play Untamed. I'm gonna save these miasmas to keep them off their final key. So I'm just gonna try and get to my second key here. I'm gonna put the Mushroom Man in the middle because I want my Taliga and Hunting Wish to be safe from a Hand of Dis. That Keyhammer is what pushed me back, otherwise I would have been keeping tempo here. But that's what Keyhammer is supposed to do. I somehow have lost my chapstick again. They're staying in Dis. They are or I guess they just used it because they could. So I need to just keep trying to get board state. I'm getting a weird Shadows hand here, but let's go Untamed. Just at least play this Ancient Bear. I'm more worried about this Guardian Demon being able to move damage around, but for right now, 1 damage can't kill anything. So I'm just going to Reap. So I do draw Magna, so now I've got some decent Shadows Amber control. It's not amazing, but that Miasma is going to help me a lot. Okay, so I'm going to play Shadows. I don't like that Ink of the Spider. I also don't like this Murmook. So I'm going to play this Naughty the Thief out. Play a Magda the Rat. I'm going to Oubliette to purge this Murmook. Keep my keys down cost. And I'm holding 2 Miasma, so I'm buying myself 2 turns. Unless they have a key charge, then I'm screwed. But that's the risk I take. This deck has definitely given me the best match so far. It's been difficult for me to keep up with them. I've had to be a little creative about how I keep my Amber pace. Playing some suboptimal turns just to get some board presence. But I do have a really nice Shadows hand, so we'll see if I can make use of that. The Sting is awful right now, so it's just going to get discarded. Help from Future Self to a Time Traveler. Gain an Amber, draw 2 cards, so they might draw their... I don't think they had library access. Can't remember. I play too many... against too many library access decks online. I lose track of all of them. Scrambler Storm. I can't play events. That sucks. So let's just stick with Shadows. Discard that. Let's reap and steal one. They do have Nepenthe Seed, which worries me because Library Access Nepenthe Seed is the meta right now, but they claim Dis. So they steal 2 by fearing my Magda the Rat. Let's see what else they can do. Play an Ember Imp. So I am going to have to play Shadows. As you can see my hand, that's obviously what I want to do. But Lights Out will bounce that Ember Imp. Don't know what else, what other creature I'd bounce. Guardian Demon, blah 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 blah. Shadows. First one, Lights Out. Get rid of this Ember Imp. And then probably this Bat Drone because they can steal one with it. The other ones I'm not too concerned about. So let's do that. Play a Miasma. Let's play a Relentless Whispers to get rid of this Inca the Spider. Let's play a Magda. Let's play a Nadi. Keep that Miasma just in case he can keep me off of Forge again. If he can keep me off of Forge, this game is probably his. Because I don't have a lot of Amber Generation sitting in my hand again. This. That was a close one. Cool, so I am 5-0. I'm thinking just by today, I'm going to keep playing until this deck loses, and then I'm going to take my break at that time. Keep popping the deck list up here. I need to pop away from the computer for just a second. I'm going to leave the deck list up. Again, I'm playing Axlaline, the Laboring Shop Villain. It's a Brobnar Shadows Untamed deck. Alright, let's hop into another game. Oops. Alright. So I'm first player again, winning all kinds of coin flips. Nope, mulligan. Again, I don't like seeing that miasma in my starting hands. I drew back into another one. Nothing I can do about that, but I have a decent starting hand here. So I'm gonna go Untamed and just get this Ancient Bear out. Drop a special delivery, so that's a flank creature, and Secret Needle. Let's go Brobnar. I have more creatures, so I might as well just play Smith right now. Drop a Mighty Javelin. Let's put Headhunter in the middle, and then a Fire Spitter on the right. Call it a turn. So I'm on 4 Amber, turn 2. Ooh, they play a nice Oath of Poverty turn. That's nice Amber Burst. They're on 6 Amber. So what I'm going to do is just stall them out by playing Untamed and dropping this Murmook. How did they get 8? Wow, I just wasn't looking. Whatever. They beat me to a key. I immediately got a key right after, so I'm not worried about that. I think I'm just going to stick with Untamed because I can clear the board with this Cooperative Hunting. And then I have to do 2 damage to myself, which isn't huge. So I'm just going to stay with Untamed. Let's Reap with all 3. Then play Cooperative Hunting. And do 1 in a Fire Spitter. And 1 into Ancient Bear. Opponent's not playing a ton of cards. They definitely want to kill my Murmook here. Could Reap 3. Could also just continue to build the board. Let me do that. Let's play Shadows. Let's play Dodger. Let's play Magda the Rat. And end turn there. I'm just waiting for them to play a Spirit's Way. But they put a creature out, so they won't. Excuse me. If they do, it's kind of a waste of that creature, but let's see what all they managed to do here. They kill my ancient bear, so I could regrowth it, but I think the better play here is shadows, because I can reap twice, play a bad penny, bounce both these creatures back to their hand. Let's do that. Go shadows, 2 reaps. You know what? I'm gonna fight. Why not? I have one less creature for them. Actually, didn't think that it had. I couldn't tell it had taunt. Duh. Okay, so now I'm going to play this lights out, bounce these to their hand, and then play out my bad penny. There's nothing for me to purge on their side, so I'm just going to end turn. I'm on check at 7 toward my second key. So I'm tabbing through a couple things here right now. Okay, so I just got my second key. Good plan. Oh, ancient bear. Just trying the math which house would get me the most amber. I can get 1, 2, 3 from Brobnar. And do some damage. I can get 1, 2, 3 from shadows. Purge this Dexter. I get 1, 2, 3 from. So I get 3 from any house. It's just a matter of how I want to do it. I think I want to play Brobnar because it's going to get more cards out of my hand. So let's go with Fire Spitter, Reap, Headhunter, Reap. I'm going to do 4 damage to that Doc Bookton. I'll play Barehanded. I'm going to play Relentless Assault. I'm going to ready and fight with them. My opponent played Fogify, so I can't fight, so I'm actually just going to Reap. So that Fogify actually helped me quite a bit. I like it. My opponent plays Sanctum. Let's see, they play a pretty nice Sanctum board. They just got a Protectrix to add to the 2 that I bounced. If I play Earthshaker, it's going to hurt me a lot more than them. So I'm going to play Untamed. Reap twice. Drop a... Let's play Regrowth. Grab that Ancient Bear. Play him to the far right, and then play this Mushroom Head to the far right. I'm going to end my turn. Save that Grasping Vines just in case. Alright, my opponent concedes, puts me at 6-0, the coveted 6-0. So I put a teaser up in the stream, not knowing what was going to happen, but asking if I could get to the 6-0, and I did. So let's go ahead and just keep going. I think this is the guy I just played, so I don't know if they'll want to continue, but we'll see. So you can definitely see that sometimes Amber Steel is not the way to win. This deck has a lot of Amber control through Miasma. Tactful playing of the Sting and Magda the Rat. It's definitely not a low piloting skill deck. It's a deck that requires me to really know what it's trying to do, which is why I originally thought it was pretty bad. But just playing it more and more, it's definitely an intricate deck, and the more you know it, the better it does. So that's why I want to get as many reps as I can with it. It's going to pop up. You can see I'm using markers again. The Stream Deck still doesn't work. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what, but I'm doing them manually, so I'm just triggering myself to use the marker. So I'm marking every single game. So if you just want to hop game to game, if you think that a game is boring to watch, you can hop to the next one just by clicking a marker. I'm going first. I actually like this starting hand, so I'm going to keep it. Start Shadows, drop my Sting, and end turn. Diagonal Spymaster is a cool one. Let's go Untamed. Play my Hunting Witch. Play my Dust Pixie. Play my Murmook. End turn. Opponent's playing Brobnar. Loot the Bodies, Anger. Okay. Lots of cool stuff. Not a fan of any of that, but let's go ahead and go Shadows. Let's play Magda the Rat. Play a Nerve Blast on Heeb the Huge. So I'm going to check with 8. Bane Switch, Miasma. So let's go Brobnar. Drop this Fire Spitter to the right. I'm going to Relentless Assault with just him to fight into this Fire Spitter. So now I have more creatures, and I'm going to Smith to gain 3 Amber. End turn. My opponent pays me 6. So this turn I need to get rid of my Sting, just to stay ahead on the Amber curve. And they already played their Bait and Switch. I've not seen a lot of decks. I'm actually curious now how many decks have multiple Bait and Switch. Opponent plays Poison Wave, Secret Needle, finish my Magda, so they steal 2. Let's see, card title. Search decks real quick, advanced search. Bait and Switch, at least 2, add card, and filter. There are 0 decks in the entire world that have 2 bait and switch. So keep that in mind. Once your opponent plays a bait and switch, unless they can cycle it out of their discard pile, they cannot play another one. Keep that in mind. That's out of 800,000 decks. I think we're right at 800,000 this weekend. Like 790,000 something. Let's go Shadows. Get rid of the Sting. Miasma. Play a Dodger. And my turn. I'm on check. My opponent can't forge unless they have a key charge. Let's remove that card. Let's search all decks. There are 792,000 decks. So it was pretty close, about 800,000. Not a single one of them has 2 bait and switches. Did they play bait and switch? I don't remember. Yeah, they did. There it is. They played 2 miasmas and a bait and switch already. And they're in Untamed. So I forged my first key. And my Dodger's exhausted. So I'm just going to play Brobnar, play my Headhunter, play my Mighty Lance. My opponent's going to beat me to the second key. I'm just trying to get through my deck to see that other miasma. If I don't see that other miasma, I'm screwed. I need to get through my deck, so I'm probably going to be playing Untamed just to play the most amount of cards out of my hand to get the most draw. So he's got some insane amber, or out of hand amber production. He won't be able to forge this turn. But I never like to speak too quickly. More song. Let's roll out 4 amber. 3 damage to my Headhunter. They drop a Fire Spitter. And an Unguarded Camp. Man. I don't think I've got anything. I just didn't get through my deck fast enough. Let's just go and play it out. Ancient Bear. Into a Cooperative Hunting. And let's kill him with that. Alright, so that makes me 6-1. Which is not a record to shirk at. Let's go ahead and leave. I said I was going to take a break around this time. It's actually almost exactly midstream. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to pop up my countdown here. I'm not going to put a timer up, actually. I'm just going to pop my banner up for a little bit. I'm just going to pop over, get something to eat, and I'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. Alright, I'm back. I don't know how long I was gone, but I'm back. So, ooh, my music stopped. What? Let's go with this one. Turn on shuffle. Alright. So I lost. I have a record of 6-1 right now, which means by survival format, I need to go on to my next deck. My next deck is Dampier, the Captain of Fungus. So as you can see, I've played this in Chainbound before. 3 chains on it, 1 power. Really strong arc. I think it's one of my highest arcs. 83 SAS. I've talked about this deck so much that I'm not going to bother, so I'm just going to hop right into a game. Alright, pick the deck. Let's pop over to gameplay here, add a marker. I'm going second. Not a fan of this hand, so I'm just going to toss it back. Opponent plays a Toxin. I think I just want to play Logos here. Let's drop a Dr. Escatera and a Research Smoko. Good old library access. Gonna see a lot of these at the Master Vault. Library access is just such a strong card. Even if you don't have amazing cards that come out of the turn, just filtering through your deck so rapidly puts you at such an advantage over your opponent. Okay. So I don't get a huge turn, which I'm okay with. I'm gonna stick with Logos. I'm gonna get rid of that Toxin. Reap with the Smoko. Play Escatera. Don't want to play my Neutron Shark just yet. I want to wait to see what my opponent is able to play. So now that I've reached the 6-0 mark, rekindles a lot of confidence I have in that Axel Align deck. It did really well for me today. Not to say that it will do that well for me every day. Sorry for all the noise. Open a deck box here. So it gives me a lot more confidence in that deck, seeing it in more competitive play. But on top of that, I just want to see how good of a record I can achieve while playing this survival format. Well, they load a really big board. So I'm just going to play Shadows, take that Amber with this Ghostly Hand, play an Umbra just to get a board, play that Archon and an Umbra, sorry, and save that Nerve Blast. His board is crazy. Okay, let's go Shadows. Reap with my Archon. Silvertooth will come out. Nerve Blast, steal 1, do 2 damage. Let's go ahead and kill one of those Naughty the Thieves. Let's play a Lights Out, get rid of this Mother, and get rid of this Dodger. And then I'll Reap with my Silvertooth. Doing a little bit of posturing. He has got that evasion sigil, which this deck actually doesn't want to fight really at all. So I'm okay with that evasion sigil. But it also worries me what he has in his deck that also potentially does not want to fight. Man, they're on 8 amber already. Let's go Dis. Drop a Smudge to the left. A Charette to the right. And a Schuler. Now let's play a Hand of Dis to kill that Naughty. So we can probably get up to 8 amber again if they... Now they're going Logos. Scrambler Storm, so I can't play events. Or sorry, can't play actions. Events are all the other card games I've played. They play a Mother. And they Novu Archaeologist to archive a card from their discard pile. Probably their library access. Or they played a lot of Logos. I don't know that too much Logos. If I were them, I would take that library of access, but they took their Toxin, which is interesting. So they probably got a lot of Dis creatures in their hand. They're using Spangler Box. Who are they going to kill? Probably my Charette. Yes, I took my Charette. Just thinking the best way to play this. This is a really good back and forth so far. If I control the weak, Shaffles. I can't play any events. this is going to be my best option. So I'm going to put Flame Wreathed on my Snudge. I'm going to play a Shaffles to my right. I don't like their card draw, but I also want to steal more amber, so I'm going to Reap with the Schuler. Snudge to return my Schuler, and then play him out to steal one. I'm going to play Control the Weak. Oh, no, I can't, because I can't play events. That's right. I'll just end my turn there. He's going to beat me the first key. Costs him 6. He lost 1 at the end of his turn. Oh. Wait a second. I can just open a new tab there. I accidentally closed my Twitch dashboard. Oops! This is really good back and forth. I like this game. I like games that make me really have to think. So they play Dis, the Toxin, their Lash. So I think I'm going to be playing my Neutron Shark this turn. Bounces my Snudge, which is a dick move, man. They play Charette. Dominator Bauble. Yeah, so I knew they had a bunch of discards because why else would they archive their Toxin over their library access? I think I gotta play a Logos turn here. Let's play a Doc Bookton. Let's use Spangler Box to take their Charette. And let's Reap. Then let's play this Neutron Shark. So first I want to take out their Dodger because he can steal. I'm going to kill my Research Smoke, go to archive a card, and that's where it ends. I was hoping to get at least one more ping off of that to be able to take out the Lash. I don't care about the Evasion Sigil or the Dominator Bauble. The Lash of Broken Dreams is going to be the problem. I did draw into a Poltergeist, so I'm not feeling terrible about that choice. Wish this was a live game, and by live I mean in person, because this guy's taking a lot of time to make his decisions. I'd be calling a judge like crazy. Excuse me. he's going to choose Dis, so he's going to Reap with his Toxin, probably use Dominator Bauble on Novu Archaeologist. And Lash. Okay, so he hits my Relentless Whispers. Zenobia Power Plant Brawler. They fight in power plants. Alright, so they use Lash. I am going to Poltergeist that because I'm just tired of seeing it. Uses Mother to make Mother fight Schuler. Okay. Ooh, nice one. So he has a fighting deck. Interesting. At this point, I think I want to get rid of excuse me, this Annihilation Ritual first. I'm going to claim this, not take my archives. I'm going to control the weak. It's got 3 Shadows creatures purged. One, two, three, four, 5. He's played a lot of Shadows, so I'm actually going to make him play Shadows. See if he has any in his hand. I'm going to Poltergeist this Annihilation Ritual. And I'm going to drop my Snudge. Really wanted that Poltergeist for Lash. But gotta adapt to what's going on. Alright. Let's go Dis. Still not take my archives. Let's Reap with Snudge, bounce his Charette, play my Charette, and discard this Tendrils of Pain. So we've got a pretty good Logos turn coming up. I have a lab work in my archives as well. They played this again. Probably just going to drop their Charette. Yep. I have a lot of archives in this deck. Let's go Logos. I will take my archives. I'm going to lab work to archive the skeleton key. Gonna phase shift to play this Nerve Blast to kill that Schuler. Play a Fogify and discard that Experimental Therapy. Gonna hold that interdimensional graft because my opponent doesn't have any amber. Wild Wormhole. So there are 4 charrettes between these 2 decks. Spangler Box is holding 3 of them. Okay. Plays a Mother. I think I just want to play Shadows. Take my archives, drop my skeleton key, and drop my Nexus. Alright, so I draw Magda, draw an Imperial Trader. I don't actually really want to play Magda unless I control this Spangler Box, because my opponent can just grab her with it and steal 2 amber from me. But I am hoping my opponent keeps reaping so I can play this interdimensional graft. Play Logos. Alright, they finally archived a card. Oh, slow play, holy Jesus. Schuler. They use remote access. Interesting. Okay. It's an interesting deck. Abuses a Spangler Box a lot. Well, let's still go with Shadows then. So let's play a Magda the Rat. Have her capture 1, play an Imperial Trader. So they've got Positron Bolt, Urchin, Bad Penny, Hand of Dis, 2 Mush Protect, the Annihilation Ritual. Do they have 2? No, they shuffle their deck. And Naughty the Thief. And turn, so they get a key. So now Interdimensional Graft is useless. Okay. I got off focus there. Oh my god. At times like this I wish I could just back out, but while I'm testing I gotta endure the game and it's annoying. Blah 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 blah. This is a tough game though. Unfortunately, the slow play means I get to play far less matches in the day. I might have one more after this. Alright, so let's go Logos. Interdimensional Graft, just for the Amber. Library of Babel. Fogify. Let's Spangler Box to get rid of the Charette. And turn. So the nice thing about Spangler Box is it stays exhausted when you give it to your opponent, so it's a turn delay on them being able to use it. So even if my opponent lashes right now, I can still forge because I have 9. So he has to kill my Magda the Rat, but I played Fogify, so he can't fight. So he has to kill Magda with out-of-hand damage. That'll steal 2. Or he just has to use some out-of-hand steal, which he might not have. We'll see. He doesn't have any steal on the board. Choose shadows. Plays too much protect. Plays Naya the Thief. So since he's in shadows, I can still forge at 6. So if he steals one more, I'm screwed. Otherwise, I can still forge. Nope, there we go. Nerve Blast. Alright, so he pulled this game away from me. That sucks. That Nerve Blast is what he needed. And he had an Archon too, so I guess it wasn't his only out. I've got nothing, I'll just finish it. Let's go Reap. Capture 1. Nerve Blast, kill a naughty. Done. Okay. Well, that sucks. I'm going back to my third deck now. Scholar, Spectragig, Gruger. So I'm sorry, I'm a total out of 6 and 2 right now. So the fun thing about this, 3 punches. Punch, punch, punch. Screech Bomb. I've got 13 Amber control. 17.5 effective Amber. No deck manipulation, so no way to draw extra cards or get cards out of my discard pile. 1 artifact hate. which I'm trying to remember which one that is. Gormavam, okay. And then 17 creature control, so I got a lot of out-of-hand damage. And then my creature power is pretty high. And this is a Brobnar Sanctum Shadows deck. Looks like I got another opponent. So I'm going first. All kinds of Brobnar stuff. So why not? Let's go and play a Valder. Brobnar Valder and turn. They play Dis, they play Schuler, or Charette. Okay. Let's go Brobnar. Let's punch that Charette. Valder will fight it. Let's fight that Schuler. Then Ganger Chieftain will ready and fight Valder into that Charette. Then I'll anger with the Ganger Chieftain to reap with him. So I've got Shadow Sanctum in my hand. Regardless of how this match goes, this will probably be my last game for the stream. Don't know what my opponent's thinking about. It's turn 2, man. It's a slow player territory last couple matches. Give him a minute to reply, and if he doesn't, then I'm just gonna try and hop in another game. Actually try and end the stream on playing a game. There he is. Hell Blaster, Shield of Justice, Commander Remiel. Alright. So I'm going to go with Shadows. Let's drop an Evasion Sigil, a Nerve Blast to steal that Amber from him. Keep that old Bruno just in case. Okay. Let's go and go Sanctum. Let's play a Raiding Knight. Then a Terms of Redress on him. This deck is the one that has a playstyle that doesn't really want to flood the board. It has a decent amount of creatures, but the creatures don't maintain board state well. The Brobnar House does. Sanctum House, Plays an Ember Imp immediately into a Hecatomb, into an Arise. Alright. I can appreciate that play. I'm okay with that. So let's go into Brobnar. play the Screech Bomb. Let's have Ganger Chieftain reap. And let's punch that Ember Imp. And then have this Ganger Chieftain go next to my Raiding Knight to kill that Charette. So I'm at check with 7. They play bait and switch, so they steal 2, so I'm at 5. They play pawn sacrifice, so they are now at check and I am not. Plays on boo boo boo. Alright. So I can let's play Sanctum. Let's reap at the Raiding Knight, play an Honorable Claim to capture 1. Let's Screech Bomb him. And I'm going to discard the Harder They Come, sorry. And I'm discarding that because my opponent wasn't playing a lot of big creatures. So at some point I just kind of have to forfeit that strategy and just hope they don't play any big creatures. I think I do have a second one in this deck. Alright, they do a whole bunch of stuff, get me off my forge again. I am going to have to play Shadows. Let's go Old Bruno, Secret Needle, Old Bruno. How many pawn sacrifices? 1, 2. Okay. 2 pawn sacrifices. I'm gonna have to play Sanctum. Let's go Spirit's Way. Kill the board. Champion Anaphiel. Commander Remiel. And then let's do Terms of Redress. So they are gonna get a key, but cost them 6. I'm on check with 8 amber. They've got all kinds of board clear in that deck. So I'm going to go with Brobnar. Play a Bumpsy. Crump to the left, Headhunter to the right. I'm going to play Punch and kill that Succubus. So I'm on check still. He's doing a great job of stalling me out of a key. He's got a deck that actually plays pretty similarly to mine. He's got a lot of out-of-hand damage, a lot of hand steal. I got to stick with Brobnar, unfortunately. Let's go Brobnar, have Crump fight Charette, Bumpsy will reap, Headhunter will fight Bad Penny. Still on check, haven't gotten a key yet. Man. Alright, I finally get a key. Unfortunately, they are still way ahead here. I think I just need to push my agenda here. So let's go Sanctum. Did I say Sanctum? Shadows. I clicked Shadows, and I meant to, but I said Sanctum. Let's go Shadow Self to the right. Let's play a Bullet Eye to the right. Let's use a Secret Needle to kill that Bad Penny. Let's pawn sacrifice this Bumpsy to kill his board. And let's discard that pawn sacrifice. It's gonna hurt me more than help me. Alright, he forges a key, he's got a Grey Monk and a Frankus. Let's go Shadows. Reap with Shadow Self. Gonna pawn sacrifice that Crump. Grey Monk has 1 health left, so I'm gonna Seeker Needle him. Then I'm gonna Bullet Eye Reap to kill Frankus. I'm gonna play Relentless Whispers and just do 2 damage to my Shadow Self. So I'm on check toward my second key. They are at 1 amber toward their third. And they Drumble. I gain 2 because I play a Terror, and then they play an Ember Imp. Alright. So I think I just have to go Shadows here, unfortunately. Yeah, let's go Shadows. So Bullet Eye will Reap to kill that Drumble. Seeker Needle will hit that Ember Imp, and then I'll Reap with my Shadow Self. Hey, bait and switch. Alright, that's probably gonna be game, unfortunately. God, fuck. That's a really good deck. Looks like an Italian deck. Every single Italian deck I've played online, or against online, kicks my ass. So I think it's an Italian conspiracy. Okay. Alright. Well. What did he put on Bad Penny? Dusk Runner, okay. Let's just go Sanctum, because there's nothing I can do. Let's play a Spirit's Way is going to hurt me. So let's play a Sergeant Ezekiel to use Headhunter to kill that Ember Imp. I'm going to play a Bulwark. Take hostages. Ezekiel will fight. And that's all I got. Cool. Well, that didn't go as well with my other decks as I thought it would. Man, that deck was really good. So you just watched me get stomped in the second half of the stream. Went 6-0 with my Axel-Align, the Laboring Shop Villain. Then I lost with Captain Fungus, and I lost with Spectre Gig Gruger. So I don't think I'm going to reevaluate which decks I'm playing. I might. I'm just going to keep playing some later today off stream. But thanks for checking me out. I did reach the coveted 6-0 with my first deck, which is great. Really keeps me confident in playing that deck first. Aside from that, a little bit of tinkering, thinking to do about my next 2 decks, what order to play them in, etc. But in the meantime, thanks for checking me out. And I'm going to pop up my banner here for a little while, let the music play. And again, I'll be back on Wednesday check my Twitch panels. They're going to update in the next hour or so. I'm going to update with the new Facebook page, with the new Instagram page, all kinds of new cool stuff, new deck lists. Thanks for checking me out. It's been the Crystal Hive.